The United Methodist Church of New Lenox is located within the Lenox Historic Methodist Campground, but its vibrant mission focus reaches far beyond this idyllic setting. One of its newest ministries reaches out to predominantly Latino congregations at Ingalls Park and Trinity United Methodist Churches in Joliet. To learn more, let's welcome Reverend Matthew Krings, Associate Pastor of the United Methodist Church of New Lenox. We also welcome Jane Corradetti, the church's Administrative Council Chair. Thank you both so much for joining us today. Let's start off by hearing a little about your church and the congregations.
Our church is right in the middle of town, and we celebrated our 150th anniversary a few years ago, so we've been in New Lenox for quite a long time. And our congregation is a wide range of ages, from families and young people to senior citizens.
Tell us about the relationship between your church and your sister congregation.
Well, the sister congregations that we have are in Joliet. And the thing about New Lenox is that it is very, very close to Joliet. It's only maybe 10 minutes away, but the areas are much, much different in that Joliet is a very urban area and New Lenox is a very suburban or even ex-urban area, and that it's very, very far out. There are still farmlands in the area. And what happened is these churches in Joliet reached out to us, asking us to be connected with them, asking us to give them a grant of some sort. And we said to them that rather than just giving them a grant, that we would like to partner with them. We'd like to partner in ministry and partner in doing things together. And so because of that, we've built this sister church relationship where we're connected to one another, where they're coming to our church to be involved in activities that we're doing, and we're going to their church to be involved in activities that they're doing, and it's working out really well.
Great. And now, what are some of the activities that have blossomed from that partnership?
Well, we started with Vacation Bible School last summer, and we met at, actually the Hispanic congregation is called Cristo es el Camino, and we met there 3 nights. And the first night we had 20-something children, and the second night they told their friends, so we had 30-something, and by the third night we had 46 children. And we basically took our Bible school materials, teachers, activities, and simply took them to their church. And that's where our relationship building truly began, was Vacation Bible School last summer. And we're really looking forward to going back this summer and expecting even more children.
And Matthew, tell us about the Advent and Christmas activities.
We hold an Advent family night at our church that's been going on for a number of years. And this year we decided to invite the congregation at Cristo es el Camino to come and be a part of that. And what happens there is that we have a Advent shop where the kids can go in, and there are a number of different donated items that are available that they can buy for a quarter for their families. And our kids have enjoyed doing this. It's been a real special thing for them to be able to go and to purchase something for their parents that they wouldn't be able to get otherwise. And so to invite this other congregation in to be a part of it was really wonderful, because we took part in some activities with them, like we made some Mexican hot chocolate together with them, and they showed us how to do that. But then they were also involved in being able to do this shopping, and it was just a wonderful experience to be able to meet together and to not just have it about us serving them, but instead about us being in partnership together.
And the fun part was, too, we sang Christmas carols, and we had English and Spanish side by side. So we would sing one verse in English and one verse in Spanish, and then we'd sing whatever language you want for the third verse. And the singing was so much fun, and the children were dancing out around the tables, and everybody was just truly in the Christmas spirit. And after it was over, so many of our families spoke up and said, this was the most meaningful Advent night we have ever had, because we truly feel that we were giving not only to our own church family, but we were giving with another church family.
That's great. Now, what does the model of partnership that you're employing, what message does that send to the congregations?
Well, the way that we're involved, it's a sister church relationship. And so it's not about a situation of us going in and saving or us going in and fixing, so much as it is about realizing that they have assets and that they have ways of being able to help us and that we have ways of being able to help them, and that it's all about the relationship, about connecting with one another and learning about each other. And the really fun thing is that as time has gone by, we recognize each other. You know, the kids who we saw during Vacation Bible School are also the kids who were there for the Advent Family Night, and they come up to me and say, "Oh, Matthew, how are you doing?" And to be able to connect with one another is fantastic.
And even though we literally are 10 minutes apart, it's also been a great learning opportunity between cultures. And our men's group had a Mexican fiesta in February, and probably about 25 people came from Cristo es el Camino. And we had a Mexican music group, and we all got up and danced together, and it was just a great combining of the cultures in church.
Yeah. In addition, last year we offered Spanish lessons at our church for our congregation. And I remember when the pastor, before I came on board, he told me we've been offering Spanish lessons, and I said, "Don't you mean English lessons?" And he said, "No. We're offering Spanish lessons for our congregation so that we can seek to understand better, rather than offering English lessons in an attempt to have them understand us better. It's more about connection in that way."
That sounds like a great opportunity, and I would imagine that several people from the congregation have been doing those lessons, correct?
Yes.
That's great.
Yes.
Now, it sounds like both congregations have some different cultural traditions, but what are the similarities between the congregations?
Well, both congregations have a passion for following Jesus. We have a passion for connecting to the community and for growing who we are. Both congregations have a love for their children. I mean, it's things that everyone has. They're commonalities that have to do with being human.
And we're all Methodist churches, so we have Methodism as a common factor among us, and we kind of just feel like we're all on the same path.
How has the partnership changed or challenged the congregation?
I think it's changed us in a way that helps us to think beyond our own church doors. And now when we plan events, we will say, "Oh, we should involve the people from the sister churches." So for example, we are going to have what is called an awareness night to bring an awareness to families, parents, and teens about the very serious drug problem we have in the community. And it's a 2-night event. And so we have a lady in our congregation, her name is Maria, and she is bilingual. And every time we have an event, she will help translate the English to Spanish. And so we make up flyers and we get them to the other churches and invite them to our events. And so we've invited them to the awareness event, and we've also invited them to our children's Easter egg hunt the Saturday before Easter. So I'm seeing a trend anytime we are planning an event. Oh, we should be sure that we include our sister churches. So it's just a great way of reaching out.
Thank you so much, Matthew. Thank you, Jane. It's so wonderful to hear about the partnership between these two communities. I'm Leah Smith for Different Drummers and the Greater Chicago Broadcast Ministries. Keep the faith.